Hello friends and welcome back to the Cigars channel. Today me and Billy are back to take a look at the Cuban and New World cigars of the month for March. So Billy, do you want to start?
Of course. So today I have, for the New World cigar of the month, I have the Eagle by Rocky Patel Churchill cigar. Now this one comes in at 7 inches long with a ring gauge of 50. You're looking at around about a medium strength profile with an enjoyment time of up to 1 hour. So the wrapper on this one is a Nicaraguan Habano. The binder is an Esteli Nicaraguan, and your filler are Esteli and Jalapa.
So it sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, I mean, it is one that since they came in, I've been looking forward to getting my hands on. So luckily today is that day.
Yeah, nice. And for myself, I have the Montecristo No. 2. Now this one is a Pyramids and it comes in at 6 1/8 of an inch long, with a 52 ring gauge, and obviously it's, well, Cuban. Not much, exactly. But we're both looking forward to getting into these, so should we get them cut and lit?
Of course, yep.
Perfect, sounds good.
Yeah, I think, what are you getting? To be fair, with Cubans, you just get like barnyard and like
it's
hay kind of.
It's very earthy.
Yeah. You get any type of
Maybe
chocolate
a bit
from
chocolate,
it?
yeah.
I was going to say, Montecristo usually has like a little bit of chocolate
It
here
smells
and
good.
there.
No.
Yeah. I mean, outside of leather, it's like a really light leather, almost brown leather. But outside of that, you don't get too much from the nose.
Yeah. Right, let's get these lit.
Let's get them lit. It's quite a packed cigar too, to be fair.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to help with the burn.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the construction's going to be like on this. Like, how will the burn be? The draw's fine, to be fair. The cold draw.
Quite deep. That's not really a flavour note, but...
Well, it's more like texture.
Yeah, like, do you know when I say that you get that bright sort of metallic-y taste?
Yeah.
The polar opposite to that to me is like a deep.
Yeah.
It's like the most vague definition of any cigar that you've ever heard.
It is, but it does make sense.
It kind of resonates if you think about it in the right way. I think it does.
100%.
Smoke output on this is really good. Draw is almost perfect.
Yeah.
I would say pretty much perfect.
That's good. I mean, I'd say for this, the draw is more so on the tighter side, but it's still easy enough to...
I don't mind it though when it's got a little bit of resistance.
Yeah, I think
I don't like it when you like, it's like sucking through a straw or breathing through a straw or whatever they say, whatever the saying is, but when you got a little bit of give, it also slows down the burn in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, already on the Monte No. 2, the burn is a little bit off.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit concerning considering I've just lit it.
That is pretty much...
Yeah, you've got a nice
evenly
like
burned.
ring around the outside. It's nice.
Should be enjoyable.
Initial taste in the nose.
I tried to think of it. I couldn't pinpoint anything specifically straight away.
That's fair enough. I mean, for me, it's quite earthy, maybe a bit leathery, a bit woody.
See, I find it difficult to get initial taste and notes straight off the bat of these larger format cigars anyway, especially like a Churchill.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting a bit of pepper now, but I'm sort of half an inch in.
Yeah.
But it takes that little second to warm up, in my opinion, because it's got a lot further to sort of travel, hasn't it? So it does take a little bit to heat it up. I think when I get into the middle third, the flavour notes will really open up.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for, and that's what I'm expecting at least
100%.
anyway. And it might be the same on yours.
I mean, I know you were talking about smoke output. This is...
Yeah. In terms of Cubans as well, like, it's burning really well. Hopefully it stays the same, stays true all the way through.
Yeah. There's a bit of spice as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever really had a Monte No. 2. I've not really smoked that many Montes. Obviously, I've had a No. 4, which everyone on the planet has had a No. 4.
You've had the Petite Hugos.
Yeah.
I swear you've had more.
I've had an Especial No. 2.
I was going to say, I feel like you've had that one.
Because I had them at my mum's wedding. So I've had that. I don't really know. Not really that many more.
Maybe.
But I was just thinking, in terms of Churchill-sized cigars, other than the late hour Churchill, I think this might be... I say this like I've got a really good memory and I'll remember every cigar I smoke, which is outlandish. It's never going to happen, but I think... I can't think of many more Churchill cigars I've had. It's more so finding the time, though, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Because as you say, you sit down. If you're in good company or whatever, you're sitting there for almost 2 hours, potentially.
Yeah.
Obviously talking, smoking, bit of whiskey, bit of rum, whatever your preferred is.
And you have to think about weather, you know, location. Obviously, if you go into a pub, you're not really going to want to smoke in Churchill. Unless it's like a really chilled out pub. But, I don't know.
What do you think of flavour notes?
Just the same. Mine's kind of... In some ways, it's gotten a little more bland. There's still some spice and some earth, but it's not as potent as it was before. The earth, the spice is still there. I think this... I know it's Cuban, and they don't really have a lot of change when it comes to thirds. Yeah. But I feel like this might change.
Okay.
At least I'm hoping so, anyway.
You'd think so. And as I said previously, like bigger formats, it takes a little bit longer to get in. You should see more of a transition. I mean, you get like really small, like minis and stuff. It's a great introduction to the brand, at least, but it's not going to give you that full flavour profile of what the brand can offer, is it?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping these are good starting points. Because as I say, I've not myself smoked anything by, or the Eagle line from Rocky Patel at all. Best place to start, Churchill. One of the biggest formats.
Of course. Do you know what I'm getting now?
What?
Just when you were talking, I'm getting that bright taste, that copper.
The metallic-y kind of.
Yeah. Which isn't as bad as you'd think.
Yeah.
Because I've only had it like maybe once or twice. Because I don't know if people know this, but when you mentioned it before, I couldn't understand it. I didn't get it, but now I do, and that's what I'm tasting. I have to say as well, the burn is very slow. I mean, I've been dragging on it quite a bit,
quite
to be
often.
fair, but
I mean, this is it's not exactly slow, but I mean the burn has stayed pretty much perfect the entire time.
It's like a bunch of coins stacked.
The stack's good. The like level of it's good. Cutting it was good. Construction wise so far, the visual aspect of this cigar, the feeling of the wrapper, it's nice and oily. It's got a few sort of bumps here and there, but I mean, I kind of think that gives it character.
Yeah, of course.
If it's overkill with the bumps and lumps or whatever, I think a bit much. But as you see, a couple veins.
It's like the veins, yeah.
You know,
it does add to the cigar, I think.
Beautiful colour of the cigar as well.
I mean, the veins are pretty prominent on the Monte No. 2 as well. I mean, as you can see down here, it's very prominent. You can feel it. It does add to the cigar, as you said. I've never really thought about it too much before, but...
No. Do you know what I will say? My honest opinion on the band. Not overly keen. I mean, so far hasn't took away from the actual cigar. But I'm not overly keen on the band design.
I'm not going to lie, I agree with you. I think Rocky Patel are usually known for their beautiful presentation. Yeah. Not to say it's not beautiful, but it's just not to our taste. Like, to me, it kind of looks like a baseball team logo. Yeah. Like an
American sport team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of think like the gold, where the gold is too dull. It kind of blends in a little bit.
Yeah, it's more
rather than
yellow,
stands out. Yeah, like a yellowy, bronzy sort of colour.
But then again, Rocky Patel is probably like one of the biggest brands in America. So I guess catering to that sort of audience, I don't know really.
Yeah, because I mean, some of the bands that you see on the cigars over in America, like production that is solely over there.
Yeah.
They're quite minimalistic, but then some of them are just in your face, really sort of loud, cool looking band designs. This kind of sits in the middle. in my personal opinion. There's not too much going on, but it's not overly bland.
It catches your attention,
Yeah.
but it's not too much.
Mm.
It's interesting, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, I'm not fully decided. I'm not overly keen, but I'm not 100% fully
Yeah.
decided on whether... Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one.
I wonder if some brands think about the brand to go along with taste and things. Like, because it's quite a funky band, so would you say it's got like a funky sort of fun taste to it, if that makes sense? It's a weird way of putting it, but
No. See, I would think... See, I got a little bit of pepper. There's slight woody elements to it. I'm expecting it to open up. I did read somewhere that you're meant to get a little bit of chocolate, nuts, things like that. As of yet, I haven't been introduced to those flavour profiles. I'm hoping, as I say, or mentioned earlier, when we get into the middle third, that it'll open up a little bit more.
yeah.
But so far, it's just kind of slight spice, pepper, and a little bit of sort of woody elements here and there.
Sounds really similar to mine, to the Monty.
Do you know, it's not overly dissimilar to other Cubans that I potentially have smoked before.
Oh, really?
So it could be a nice transition into the New World spectrum for
Yeah.
certain people. Not saying it's going to be to everyone's taste and it's going to be absolutely perfect. It's not going to be the exact match to a Montecristo.
Of course.
But it is kind of that same mellow, woody, spicy sort of flavour profile.
Okay.
As I say, I'm hoping it's going to open up. I'm thinking it's going to open up. It's going to bring some more in the future. But for now, that's sort of where it's sitting.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. I mean, construction-wise, going back to that, for the Monty number 2, not overly impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Taste is great, and the draw is brilliant. But the burn, I mean, shoot.
Yeah, I think you might need a touch-up on that one.
I'm going to have to relight it a little bit.
Yeah.
But then again, it's kind of, I guess, play on words, but luck of the draw, really, isn't it?
Yeah. As you say, Cubans are known for that sort of consistency. They're known for a slight lack in consistency, if you like, as everyone well knows. Burn draw, all of that stuff. It's just one of them things, it's, as you say, luck of the draw with a Cuban box.
Yeah. Even so, though, I mean, even if you have to relight it once or twice here and there, for pyramids, which is over 6 inches long, that's not really a problem.
No.
I don't think so anyway.
No. And as you say, it's kind of, it's stayed lit where it is lit. It's just kind of died down on the burn. But I suppose that's something you look at.
I'm wondering if it's because of the cut shape that I did. Because I did a straight cut, but I did slightly angled.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if it's to do with that. Probably not.
I was going to say I'd lean to not, just for the pure fact that every pyramid I've ever enjoyed or had, I usually do like an angled straight cut.
Yeah.
Just opens up the surface area for anyone that's sort of wondering as to why. You kind of lob the end off of a pyramid, you get a real small aperture. If you put it to a slight angle, it's going to open it up, direct the smoke in a different area, and going to give you a little bit different smoking experience. But yeah, going back, I kind of do that with every pyramid, and it's not, I'm not saying it solely doesn't or 100% doesn't affect it, because I don't know for sure. But in my experience, it's been okay.
Yeah.
But you never know, you know.
Oh well, since I've touched it up, it looks pretty good now, so hopefully it carries on that way.
I do have to say though, I know I'm only an inch or so in, but so far really enjoyable. Really enjoyable.
That's good. I'm enjoying this as well. I feel like, personally for myself, over the years I've worked here, as you know, I was always a Cuban first.
Yeah.
I like a lot more complexity now. So personally for myself, I would probably go for a New World over this.
Right.
But if you are someone who wants something that is easygoing, that you don't have to think about too much, but is a classic Cuban, that is like a great choice to represent
Everything
the Cuban range, the Monty number 2 is a great choice.
I feel like Montecristo as a whole brand is kind of that sort of benchmark.
Of course. Yeah.
So a lot of places or a lot of things will look back to Montecristo and kind of base their things on what they're doing and try and replicate and things like that. But
yeah, I mean, not sure if you know this, you probably do, but Monte No. 4 was like one of the most well-selling cigars of all time.
yes, it's the year on year out the most selling Havana cigar in the world.
So that says something, doesn't it?
Again, the Monte No. 4 as well, that format is literally perfect to give you. It's not going to take you an hour and a half to smoke. It's going to give you a good indication of what you're going to be smoking. You're going to get a lot of the flavour profiles that Montecristo are going to offer you. But that's going to give you a little bit. The whole brand in a smaller size, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm rambling a little bit, but you get the point.
I'm just going to say as well, it does say that this is an hour smoke time, but we've been sitting here for maybe, 10, 15 minutes, maybe? I'm not even inching. And to be honest, I know that I'm not the fastest smoker, but I am puffing away on it quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. So, again, for someone who wants a longer smoke, this is perfect.
Yeah.
You know, and even more so as we're coming towards spring, the warmer weather, this is going to be a really, really good opportunity to grab your hands on one now, especially as they are actually on offer on the website.
Okay.
So,
perfect time to grab yours.
yeah.
So we made our way to sort of the midpoint of these cigars now, so well into the second, third. And for the Eagle by Rocky Patel, I would say that it's quite mellow in terms of flavour. It doesn't offer you abundance as a flavour. It kind of keeps to the traditional, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of wood, and it doesn't transition all that much as of yet.
Okay.
I would say that I did get a little note of it. It was quite bitter, but it was almost like a cocoa bean. So where chocolate is usually quite sweet, it was more like a bitter chocolate, which leads me to believe it's more so like a cocoa bean rather than the actual finished product of chocolate. But nonetheless, very, very enjoyable. Burn has stayed literally perfect throughout the entirety. Draw, no issues. In terms of construction as a whole, to be perfectly honest, there's literally nothing wrong with it. It's been perfect from start to finish.
Yeah, it's really good.
Really, really enjoyable so far. So how about the Montecristo?
I'm going to start with construction.
Okay.
Obviously, earlier I had the issue with the burn being really off and I had to reload it. Now it's perfect. Like, it's really straight. The ash is holding incredibly well and the draw is just brilliant. Really impressed so far. Flavour-wise, I'm getting a lot more of like a richness now. It's very rich with like a bitter coffee, like a strong coffee, like espresso. And there's a bit of oak wood. Maybe it's kind of smoky in a way.
Okay.
Like a bonfire-y sort of taste.
So like burnt oaks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then maybe, I'm still getting the leather there as well. So I think those are the prominent notes for me currently. I'd say strength-wise, we're probably sitting at around, probably like a medium to full.
The high end of medium.
High end of medium right now. So I'm expecting it to hit the full side of things. So I had to quickly run and grab some chocolates because I've not had much sugar today. But I think this is wonderful. And for someone who is truly a cigar aficionado, someone who likes a bit of strength, and maybe who kind of but really enjoys a Cuban cigar, this is perfect. Really, really great place to go.
You can also see that through like orders. I mean, you guys at home won't see that so much, but they fly off the shelves every day. It's quite hard to keep hold of good amounts of stock of them. As you say, it's quite a staple cigar. Montecristo, staple brand. It's a very, very good place to start. Maybe in a smaller format, but the number 2 for anyone really, it will kind of... It will resonate with most people, I think. It's not, as you say, overpowering or anything like that, so...
It's not overpowering or underwhelming.
Okay.
So it's a good... It just sits in the middle. So, yeah, I think it's brilliant, really. And a great pick for our Cigar of the Month for March.
I was going to say, safe to say these are some very, very good choices. Thoroughly enjoying the Eagle. Yourself enjoying the number 2. No complaints, I can't say. So, I mean,
We always get the good ones.
Yeah, I was going to say it does seem to be a theme, but I mean, whoever's choosing these is pretty much perfect.
Yeah.
I say whoever's choosing them like it isn't me, but
Yeah.
we're picking some good ones. We're
Yeah.
doing well, so hopefully you guys at home agree and pick yourself some up. But we'll take these down, enjoy them a little bit further, and we'll catch up with you guys in the final third.
Awesome. Okay, guys, so we have come to the final third of the cigars now. For myself, I have to say that this has... I'd say the complexity has died down just a little bit. It's now giving me a lot of that leather, and I'm getting a little bit of chocolate in there too now.
Okay.
Which is nice. I feel like this Monte number 2 has actually really quite impressed me with how much it's changed. Although the flavour notes have kind of stayed somewhat consistent, it's always like there are certain notes that just come in and out every now and then. But it's a good, consistent cigar, really. And construction-wise, my burn is like magnificent.
It's very different to the start of the cigar.
Yeah, completely.
But since you had that touch-up, it's been
Yeah.
pretty much immaculate from then on.
And the ash was holding really well. I just knocked it off. I'm really impressed. Quite happy with it.
Yeah.
So yeah. What about yourself?
Yeah, so the Eagle by Rocky Patel, again, thoroughly enjoyed it all the way through. It has kind of switched up as we're coming into the final third. I mentioned how it's been quite mellow on the flavour profile front. It's kind of now hit that final third and ramped up. I know most cigars do that, but the pepper, it kind of came out of nowhere. And it's now a very dominant flavour. You've got pepper, you've got oakiness, you've got earth. It is a little bit more bitter, and it's not something I dislike, but I would say it's more bitter than any of the other cigars that I may have had.
Okay.
Which again, for most people, is up to their flavour. That's something they really, really look for. But it almost takes away a little bit.
Okay.
Again, I'm not saying I haven't enjoyed this cigar. I really, really have. And I definitely do think that this is one for people to pick up and try for themselves. In the larger format, as I say, it's very mild flavour-wise all the way through. And then it hits the final third and it really opens up. It gives you a lot more earth. It gives you a lot more of the flavour profiles that I mentioned previously. And it came as a bit of a shock.
Okay.
I don't know. Don't really know what to say at this point.
I mean, every experience is different. And I was talking to Alfonso from Tour recently about this, and he said something to me that really kind of resonated and made total sense. If you had two of the same cigars, but you had one on one day and one the following week, your experience is going to be completely different.
Yeah.
So
100%.
you could have that again next week and think it's sweet.
Yeah. See, that's the good thing as well, because the extra age on certain tobacco leaves and etc. like that, it does change everything about the cigar. Yeah. And as I say, this is a thoroughly enjoyable cigar. It just came as a bit of a shock with the almost 360-degree loop that has taken, because it started off a little bit of pepper and a little bit of bitterness, and then it mellowed right out, and it kind of became really easy going, really smooth, and then it hits the final third. And then it just opens up again. Yeah. And again, polar opposites to what it has, and it shows clear sort of transitions, which a lot of people and I myself do look for in a cigar. But I just really did not expect it. I think it's enjoyable. It's not something that I'm like, oh, I'm going to put that down now. I could smoke this down to the nub completely.
Yeah. But just shocked you.
It just shocked me. It was just very different. Yeah. Because it just went from one extreme to the other. And as I say, it just switched, and I was not expecting that.
Sometimes they do that though, don't they?
You know? 100%. But yeah. Overall, construction perfect, flavor profiles, transition. They go from one extreme to another. Yeah. But overall, a very, very enjoyable and definitely worth picking up.
Yeah.
100%.
Perfect. I think they've been wonderful picks. And if you guys want to check out the cigars, you can check our website. The link is below in the description. Be sure to subscribe and keep a lookout, because we've got something completely different and new
Yeah.
coming soon to the channel.
Yeah.
Should we just say it?
Yeah, I mean, it's been advertised a bit everywhere, so.
I'll let you do the honours.
So we are starting the Sip and Smoke podcast that will be hosted by myself and Lewis. It will run in the same sort of format as this. There'll just be less edits, less cuts, and it will just be us for ourselves. So hopefully you guys will really, really enjoy that, and we'll offer you something a little bit different. You'll get to know us on a more personal basis. And yeah, we think it's probably the right time to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And it's also a great opportunity to also get to know people behind brands that you enjoy, people behind suppliers that we order the cigars from, and also just general chit chat, really.
Yeah.
Because talking about cigars is brilliant, but you kind of have that section in between those thirds where you just talk. Just normally.
And obviously it doesn't ever get caught by camera.
Exactly.
So like the little conversations about the nuances of the cigar and everything like that, you kind of miss out on. So we're kind of trying to think of a way to bring that to you as well.
For sure. So I'm thinking maybe we could ask you guys to leave some questions that you want to know about us or about cigars or about anything really.
Yeah.
Even if you want to know what our favourite meal deal is or whatever, just leave some questions below, and we'll be sure to add them for our first podcast.
Of course.
But yeah, keep a lookout for that.
We're both very, very, very excited to get this sorted as well. So, as I say, your support is valued as always.
100%. But yeah, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and happy herfing. Peace.